So Aliyah in Hebrew means ascent, or to go up, and it's the term used when Jews immigrate to Israel. So they do Aliyah when they immigrate to Israel. And the history of immigration to Israel from the formation around 75 years ago is quite interesting. In the early days, the pioneers, the David Ben-Gurions, the Theodore Herzls, were worried that Jews wouldn't immigrate to Israel, or they wouldn't in sufficient number, especially given the environment of the region with, in those early days, countries on their border that were antagonistic and didn't want Israel to exist. They really needed to build a strong civilization, a strong military, a strong industry. And with little infrastructure and what I understand, not the amenities we're used to in the West, so I don't know, running water, electricity, in modern times, internet and Wi-Fi. Why would you move from your comfortable existence, say in the US or the UK, and take this gamble on a country without the infrastructure you're used to in the Western world? So at various points it looked a bit sketchy that, given all the work and given the centuries and centuries of dreaming of going back to Jerusalem, in those early days of the state, they were worried there weren't enough Jews coming. Now, today that is less of a concern. I think the population of Israel is around 9 million, of which 7 million are Jews. So that's much stronger than it was in those early days. You've also got to appreciate in those early days that a large number of the global Jewish population had been wiped out by the Holocaust, so even more difficult to build a large growing Jewish population. But today I actually think that Israel's missing a bit of a trick, in that I have never seen the US in the state that it's in today. There are a few states that still seem to be thriving, Florida, Texas, but some states have gone so downhill. California, New York, they don't look anything like they did during boom times. And given that situation, the prospect, if you're a Jew, of moving to Israel today is a lot more attractive, and it pretty much provides a Western lifestyle. It's changing all the time. It's definitely, to me, although it has its troubles, turmoils, challenges, it seems like a country on the up. People seem happy, people seem optimistic about the future. And yeah, as I said, most of the amenities that you can get in the West, you can get here now. So I don't know why there isn't more of a drive to attract more Jewish immigration from the West in these times. It might just be a case of we don't want to push people too hard. If they want to do it, they do it. If they don't, we don't want to try and sell it like a company would sell a product. It might be that Israel doesn't want to upset allies by, poaching some of its best Jewish people to come and live in Israel. Or it just might be inefficiency and I mean, Israel still struggles with a lot of state bureaucracy, and there are a lot of challenges to move here, right? From what I've heard of people that have immigrated to Israel, banking is a problem, any interactions with the state is a problem. So, passports, driving licenses, paying taxes, etc. So hopefully that will be a focus in coming years and decades, to get that level of state bureaucracy at a comparable point to other Western countries, US, UK, etc. But even given that, I mean, I'm walking down Rothschild in Tel Aviv today. It's sunny, I'm close to a beach. I've got good transport links to go to Jerusalem, go to other places on the coast, Haifa or Eilat down in the south. There's lots to do here. It's fun, it's interesting, it's exciting. So yeah, I don't know if it is a problem, and whether it should be a focus. A lot of recent Jewish immigration has obviously been caused by the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So a lot of Jews have come from Russia-Ukraine to get away from those problems. But yeah, especially to build. I was speaking to a guy the other day about the tech sector here, and he said there's lots of really smart, enterprising students, graduates, but what Israel is struggling with is the experience of a manager, senior manager who's worked at some of those big tech companies to help grow startups here. And that's something you can't really learn in a university course. You kind of have to learn that on the job at a relatively big company. So maybe if there are to be a target for potential Jewish immigrants in the West, it should be managers, senior managers, leaders who can help take startups and the tech industry here to that next level and build companies into standalone unicorns rather than just selling them to the big tech giants. So yeah, I think that might be worth considering for people that are taking a long-term view on where Israel can go, and what new immigrants could do to help Israel move in that direction.